All right, let's start with the presentation. Okay, so we've been talking about 30 minutes, 30-minute water bounces, right? So this is not going to qualify. You're looking for a 30-minute coming off the water. Okay, just like that, right? 30-minute water bounces. So that'll be a 30-minute water bounce. Okay, 30-minute water bounce. That's what we're looking at. Why is this significant? Think about this. What is the water of the 30 on the 15? Okay, what is the water of the 30 on the 15? It's the 100 EMA. That means that the 100 EMA on the 15 minutes, right, sitting between the water and the male. Okay, the 30-minute water bounce is going to open up a whole set of opportunities for you guys instead of just trading 15-minute water bounce and 1 hour water bounce, 1 hour 50-50 bounce. Right? This is like almost like a 30-minute water bounce, which is what we're looking at. All right. We're going to stick with lower lows bounce, lower lows bounce. Now, again, this is my low. And if they don't close below the low, that would be considered a second leg. So for example, let's look at this one. Okay, let's look at this one. So price created a lower low, bounce, right? I roll the 1 hour. Why do I roll the 1 hour? If I stack the higher time frames and confirm the move, the probability of my trade working increases exponentially, right? My hit rate gets higher. All right, the more I stack, the higher the hit rate becomes. All right, so in this example, I go 30-minute bounce and then I just roll the 1 hour. I just want to stack the next higher time frame. So I go to the 1 hour and I make sure the 1 hour price goes below like that. Boom. You see, immediately, boom, you're at TP 121, 122, right? If it pulled back. Okay. In this example, and I got to confirm with the 8. 8 is my trend, quote unquote, like my confirming time frame. I got to confirm the move. All right. Confirm the move means price has to be below the 13 and RSI signal lines crossed. And even better if the signal is pointing, like if I'm going long, signal should be pointed up. If I'm going short, the signal should be pointing down. The reason I say that is because sometimes if you get a little green candle, your RSI is going to be pulled back in. The RSI is going to be pulled in, but the signal line is going to tell you that's just a fake move. It's going to continue dropping. Right? You see how many hiccups the RSI line had? Kind of like pulled in here, pulled in here, pulled in here, pulled in here. Signal line, that's all fake. It's dropping. You see what I'm saying? So that's why that signal line pointed is important. Then you just measure it. You're like, all right, I'm just going to measure from here to here, pin to pin. It's approximately 14, 15 pips. And then you see what is the size of, right? So if it's 14, 15 pips, you should be looking for 40% pullback for a full position. So you may, if it pulled back a quarter, you may drop a footy in there, like a smaller position. So this one doesn't pull back. Let's look at the second move. So my second move, that's the candle, that first candle that closes right there. It touches the water. It does not create a lower low, right? So that's my second leg. So I'm right here. I wait for the 1 hour to roll. Now the 1 hour is rolled, but it happens to be a green candle, right? I like it to be a red candle. It's a green candle, right? By the time I roll over here, now I got too many candles, right? Right? Did it work? The answer is it did. Why do I say that? Because my swing point is still here. My stop is still going to go above there. Pin to pin, right? So if I measure from here to here, if it's more than 20, it's about 27 pips, I'm going to have a 50% pullback. So I'll have a 50% pullback. You see how it picked me up right here, following the rules. Stop goes there, 15 pips, and then it drops 27. I get a 1-to-1, and I get out before the news candle. There should be at least a 30 pip candle. Yep, it's the news candle. You see what I'm saying? So it does work. Okay. Now look at the third move. So this is nothing. They come in, they whack it one more time. So hit. So if you look, here's my low, one hit. Doesn't create a lower low, two hits. Does not close below this low. Hits the water third time, three hits. The third is not the best, but that's your move right here. That would be my third hit. 1 hour should be a red candle. It is. I can take this trade because the 1 hour already on the right side and already red, right? Even before this is red already. I can't take this trade on the 30. Now notice it's not a trapping move, it's a bouncing move. Bouncing means you see this is the trapping move, they close above, come back below. Bouncing move, they screw a pin, they close below. That means I got a fib from here to here. This fib unfortunately has to go from this high down here. And this one only pulled back a quarter. So this one would not work, right? It's a pretty big candle, about 30 something pips. I'd be putting 40 at the 40%. I would not get picked up on this move. But if it did, 25 pips, I easily hit that 1-to-1. Right? It happens. Sometimes they don't hold back to pick you up. See, now they create a lower low from that low, right? Here's my next move. They touched it, they whacked it. I'm waiting for the 1 hour to roll. 1 hour closes below. 8 hour. Had not touched a Mayo yet, right? So I'm still good. Signal pointed, RSI signal cross. I got a red candle here. I'm confirmed. So I'm going to take this trade on the 1 hour chart, right? I always tell you when you have a candle with pins on both sides, your better move. Again, if you're always fibbing to the swing point, you're going to do like this. Boom. Measure pin to pin. It's approximately 18 pips, right? 18 pips, 40%. So you may take a position at 40% and 38 and 23, right? So you have your second position is there. Stop goes there about 14, 15 pips, and then get your 1-to-2 move. 33. Right? Pretty simple. But it opened up a whole set of options for you. Some people actually doing really well just trading this. They just follow the rules. They're like, all right, you know what? I didn't get picked up. I don't have a trade. I got picked up. I'm going to take this trade. Right? Now, for example, you got picked up over here and you haven't hit TP. Don't take another position here, right? Because then you're going to double your risk. Right? Just on EU alone, you got 2 trades just on this. Right? So I like anchor, bounce, ideally. But with the water bounces, just keep an eye, see if you're not oversold on the 8 hour. Right? Sometimes you're going to get oversold and then you just want to stop trading those bounces. Okay, obviously the higher the time frame, the more bounces you're going to get on the lower time frames. All right, always the confirming time frame. Make sure you're not overbought or oversold. See, like over here, once it touches here, you don't want to keep shorting into it. Right, it gets a little difficult when you're expecting it to break through that Mayo. Okay, so once it taps that Mayo over here, so you can even drop a line right here. You're like, all right, that's my line. My 8 hour, my Mayo sitting right above there. So when price touches that, I'm no longer interested in taking any of these shorts. Right? I saw this today, and I was like, that Mayo is sitting there. But again, let's play devil's advocate, right? So you got this creates a lower low bounce, 1 hour, right? 1 hour close below, 8 hour. So I'm right here, right? This is when the green candle is pulled it back, but if I got a whole bunch of red candles, it's not going to pull it back like that. Let's say it's open. Okay, so I'll be looking for shorts on this one. So if I fib from the swing point all the way down here, it's approximately 20 pips, right? So 20 pips, it's about 50% pullback, right? So I'll probably have something at 40, something at 50. Okay? Something at 40, something at 50. So if I actually fib this from here to there, right? 40% is right there, 50% right there. I know for a fact 50% is going to hit TP 1-to-1, right? So that's about 12 pips. Boom. 14, 15 pips. And the 40%, about 13 pips, is just about 13 pips, 12 point something. Move your stop to break even, close your position out, you got news coming up. Right there. So that second position, the footy position, right, would have been at break even. So the minute that goes to break even, you're going to bring the full structure to break even, and then you get out at break even. But you got that that EMA sitting there, so that's not a very good trade. All right. All right. So let's take a look at this one. So this is, I mean, it's huge drop. All right. So let's look at this one. So here's my low. So this is my first leg. Okay. Same thing. This one never actually this one did close. You see that? That's my low. That one closed below. So this is a separate leg, and then this is a separate leg in here. Right? Right? That closed below. So that's my first leg. And then if you look, this would be my second leg, and then this is a whole new leg in here, right? Because this one created a lower low than that. All right. So if you look at the first move, wait for the 1 hour to roll, is the candle red, right? So as you can see, the candle is green. What do you have to do? If you roll this, now if you're putting your stop above the swing point, you got to fib like this. Boom. Okay. Measure from here to here, it's approximately 54 pips, right? So EJ, 54 pips would make you a 50% pullback, right? 50% pullback, or 40% would be a foot soldier. Stop's going to go above there, 35 pips, and then you go short, right? Now this is probably news. You probably close your position out over there, right? Otherwise, yeah, you got paid out on this move. And even with the news, see, it only went up minus 9 pips. Your stop is still up there. You're still good, right? Even on the 40%, you got paid out. 35, 1-to-1. You never got picked up on the other position, right? So that's your first leg. Here's my second leg. That's my first leg. Here's my second leg move. Boom. They hit it. They close below. Look at the one. My one is not is over here. So I'll have to wait for this candle to roll. As you can see, this is about 19-20 pips. Got no wicks. It's pretty nice, right? It's pretty nice. But if you fibbed it to the high, you would miss this move, right? If you fibbed it from here to here and you wait for this pullback, your pending will be sitting there and then it's gone. So you pass on, you'll miss this move. It happens. Sometimes you're trying to be, you know, you have to be careful, but you can't be too careful because then or too cautious because then you miss trades. Right? Look at this one. You're like, oh, it's gonna fail. Let's look at it. Right? Creates a lower low, water bounce. Excuse me. 1 hour. So here is my 1 hour. Let's look at the 8. Here's my 8. Okay. Right. So RSI line is oversold. Sig line is pointing down. Not our sig line is also not below. Right. So it's still good. It's still good. All right. RSI can be below, as long as the sig line is not below also. All right. So you're interested in taking the short. Now, like I said, if you have a candle with wicks on both sides, ideally you want to put above the swing point or fib the last two candles. Right. Here, marginal. So if you measure from here to here, approximately 46 pips, right? This is EA, 46 pips. Clearly, it's a 50% pullback or a 40% pullback, right? So if you're waiting for 40% pullback, you got picked up right here. the 40. Stop goes above the high, 30 pips. And as you can see, price did, after it picked you up, it did close above 13. You've been out of that trade. So that's why you gotta, the minute it close above, you gotta kill that trade out, because you don't know if it's gonna go long, right? Better just close the position. So you always 30 minutes is your setup, your entries on the 1 hour chart. Okay, and your confirmation on the 8. All right. Now what we're talking about right now, later on we'll talk about the catch-up moves. All right. Some of the catch-up moves, I'll tell you which one is conflicting and how they're conflicting, and which one you should avoid, which one you should take. All right. That'll also open up doors for you, more opportunities, because sometimes it's going to line up with the 1, sometimes it's going to line up with the 15. So you have to see which one it is. All right. And whether you should take the 30 or not. Okay. So here, clearly you can see this is the bounce trade, 1 hour chart. See, so the 1 you gotta roll. Right. 8 oversold. You see the RSI signal line? Both below oversold. Theoretically, you should pass on that move. Right? It happened to work. Right? If you fib from here to here, it's approximately 60 pips. Right? So EN, 60 pips, at least a 40% pullback, or a 50% pullback. So if you go from here to here, you're like, all right, 40%, 40. It's the one that goes 1 to 1. 50% will go 1 to 2, right? Stop goes above there. Let's say 39 pips. You got paid 39 pips, 1 to 1. So as you can see, most of them will pay out, right? The hit rate on these are pretty high if you follow the rules, right? You're stacking them. I told you a while back. If you have a 15, 30, let's say for example, right? Just throwing out there, 15, 30, 1, 4 daily, or 2, 8, whatever. All of them are lined up, all showing short, all have the red candle. Price is not going to go long. It's going to go short, right? That's trading at the simplest. We talked about that, right? We call it stacking. We just stack the time frames. Okay? Right. So sometimes what these guys will do is this kind of a move. So they'll create a lower low, right? Like this. They create a lower low. They'll come back and they'll do this kind of a waterish, multiple water move, right? This to me that's all one leg, right? So this would be one leg. This would be my second leg, and this would be my third leg, right? And then since this one, right? So this one created a lower low, right? So whenever they create a little pocket like this, I told you about that, the pear shaped, they'll create a little pear shaped pocket like this. Create a boom, they'll create another pear shape, boom, right? They'll create a pear shape, boom, they'll hit it. So this one doesn't really have a clean pear shape move. This one, I mean, it's really ugly pear shape, but let's say this one hit, it'll create that, it'll pull away and it'll pull back like that, boom, they'll hit it. They'll pull away and they'll pull back like that. Okay, this is a classic pear shape. They'll pull away and then they'll pull back, hit the water. Right, because they didn't do that pull away thing, I just call that like one leg, ugly one leg, right? And that's my low. Since this one did create a lower low, that's the first leg. And then this kind of create a lower low, that's my first leg. Okay, so that's how you would know whether you're looking at a first leg or a second leg, because the more legs after the second leg, then it gets riskier. The third leg gets a little riskier. Okay, all right, right below the 13, 8 hour. Okay, so you can see our signal line is crossed, signal line is above the oversold. So this makes it a valid move. That's why I want to show you that. You see that? It's subtle, right? The signal line never, RSI line and signal line are both not below the oversold. So you can take this trade, right? Depending again on the size of this candle, whether it pull back a little bit or not. Like 12, 13 pips, boom, short. right? Some people, if they're like, man, it's off 1 or 2 pips from market order compared to whatever the total is. Now this is wrong. Don't look at this because this is AJ and we're not in AJ, we're in EC. So this is a little bit wacky over here. I gotta fix this. Right? That's your move. All right? Nice. Right? Creates a lower low. Boom. Now, as long as this bounce is not happening, so you see the close above. So when I say it did not set it up, that means if let's say for example this pink line is on this candle and the previous candle did close above, then this bounce is set up before the pink line, even though it hasn't touched the water yet. So then I would actually avoid this move and I would wait for the next move, right? But because this shift candle, this candle closed above the 13 on this line, you would still consider this as a valid setup. Then you just wait for the 30 to roll. This one will be a scratch move. See that? You just fib it to the swing point. It'll come back, close above 13, you close this position, provided the 8 hours confirmed. It is. Signal light pointing down. You see that little green candle? It'll create a little hiccup over here. But the signal like, hey man, it's still dropping. Right? It just happened to close above. What would you do? You come right back in and just look, wait for them to close, and then you just wait for the 1 hour to roll again, and then put above the swing point again. Right? The distance from here to here is marginal. It's like I said, 2 to 5 pips again, because you're looking at a 1 hour chart. You probably want to put it above the thing, and then you just short it from here, and then it just drops from here. Right? Reference point. Look at this GJ one. So you see, this is what I mean. The shift candle happened before this pink line, right? So that means this trapping move is set up before the pink line. So I'm going to ignore this one and I wait for the next move right there. That's what I mean by you ignore the setup when they're trying to set it up before the pink line. So after the pink line is this next trap. That's when I start doing the roll. So I'm waiting for them to roll and close below. Well, I'll go back to 30. I'm like, okay, that's not happening. That's not happening. That's not happening until it does. Right? Make sure the 8 hours confirmed. Usually a red candle, if this is pulled in, the red candle will flip it back, but your signal line should be pointed straight down. You're like, all right, I got a red candle here. This starts flipping back to the downside. My 1 hour on the right side, candle's still tiny. It's about like 10, 12 pips. This is GJ, should be market order. Stop goes above this little swing point here and just fire them. Boom, short. 78 pips. Right? Sometimes you get market orders, right? And then as you can see, here's my low. Price never closed below it. So this automatically becomes my first leg, second leg, third leg. So this is all part of that second leg move, right? Third leg. All right, same thing. 30 minutes. The 1 hour on the right side. Look at the 8. It's still the same one. I would be interested in this move too, right? Fib it. We got a little wicks on both sides. I'll fib to the top, wait for the pullback. Top goes above there, and I'll go short. Boom. All right. So as you can see, we try to keep these pretty simple. The only time I would not be interested is if the water bounces. We're not talking about the ketchups. We're talking about the water. RSI line and signal line both don't go below. Like right now, I would not be interested in any more shorts. Right on the 30s at least. It's oversold. And you got this big pin. There's volume trapped in here. Long is a better trade. But again, just one leg, you can't go long. I mean, how you have no idea it's going to come back into railroad tracks, right? Because you've seen pinned and then they'll come right back. See, like this, they throw a pin right here. You're like, okay, that's it, man. Volume is trapped there. You didn't know this was going to do it, and then it's going to go lower than that, right? You don't. Right. Look at this one now. This is very interesting. This is in Asia. If you look, you see this candle did not This candle did not close below that. The first clear one you can see that closed below 13 is here. So it's okay. That means before this pink line, it never set this up. They set this up after the pink line when they closed below the 13 and then they tried rolling it up. So you see, you got a W, Mayo, water. Because there's a static bounce, market baseline just above crossing the static. You got a green candle there, 30 minutes. Look at the one green candle. Ugly. Swing point is here. Right, so you just fib these last two candles, put your stop right below there. 8 hours should be confirmed. Price on the right side or something like cross. It would have been. It's a very big candle. This one candle took out these three candles over here. Right, so it would have crisscrossed. Sig line was pointing up, so it would just been about cross. Sig line is pointing straight up. Done. Right, happened today in Asia. Okay. GN, shoulder, head, shoulder, short. This is absolutely gorgeous. Where would I take this trade? Right here. That'll be my move. Shoulder, head, shoulder, bop, short. Right. The only problem with this is you try to confirm with the 4, it's not on the right side. You try to confirm with the 8, not on the right side either. Right. So it's very hard to confirm these moves. They're beautiful. You just can't confirm them. So you just have to take them. Right. So you got this anchor. 1350 cross, market baseline cross. This is a 30-minute, by the way. First pullback. Right. 30-minute, 50-50 bounce. 1 hour. On the right side, it's beautiful. 8 hour. Price on the right side. Or something like cross down. Signal line is pointed up. See that? Signal line is looking different. Okay? Signal line looking different. That's up to you whether you want to take trades with as long as signal. Some people are like, hey, as long as signal line cross, I don't care if it's pointed or not. I'm going to take this trade. Fine. That's your prerogative. Right? My job is to educate. Your job is to decide what you want to take. Fib, this one probably did not pull back enough. Didn't even pull back a quarter. You'll probably miss this move. Right? You'll miss this move. All right. GC. Hit the water, creates a lower low, hit the water again. Boom. 1 hour. On the right side, 8 hour. Price is below the 13, now it's something like cross down. Yeah, signal line pointed straight down. I love it. Right. Swing is just marginally from here to here. So you just fib the two from here to here. Right. This is GC. From here to here, approximately 36 pips. GC. Right. 50% pullback. So 40.50 or 38.50. Right. So you'd have a pending sitting on both of these. Here's my 50. Come goes above there, 20 pips. So ideally, I'm looking for 40 pips on this move. Just about 42 pips. No, actually, no, went over here before it closed back above. Just about 35 pips. Boom. Come back and takes you out. This one at least gives you a 1-to-1. The 38% pullback. 23 pips, and then you just nail it. 28, 29, 30 pips. 1-to-1, stop goes to break even. They'll come back, close above 13. You close your second position out. Right? Pretty simple, right? It's not very hard. But I mean, this opens up a whole different realm. So like stuff like this, you're like, you know what? That's probably a 1 hour move right here. That's a 1 hour move, right? But you can see that because the 1 hour is going to go in between the 50, 200, right in between it. Okay, of the 30 minutes, that is. Right. And I didn't mention that if you're trying to take a 30-minute, just make sure the 50, 200 is crossed on the 1 hour and the 30 minutes. They're both, otherwise one will show long, one will show short. You don't want that. Okay. Graham, sorry about that, man. Yeah, trying to visualize what I'm saying. That's also a good way to do it too. Try to visualize what I'm going to say. But I will go back, and so it'll be posted in two separate videos. One will say presentation, and then one will say harmonics. All right. All right. I'm going to end it right here. Remember, there is no Sunday session. The Sunday session is going to be next Sunday. All right. So have a great weekend. Tomorrow is non-farm. If you guys are off, have a great long weekend. I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Ciao. Thanks, Doug.